everyone, Vanessa Hogle here. There was a question put on the last vlog that I did from Mark wanting to know what my opinion was on the Sylvia Browne situation, where she had told, what's his name, that Montel Williams, that those girls were still alive when they were actually kept in that fellow's basement. I can't remember the details of the case. He wanted to know what my opinion of that was. And oh, good Lord, baby Jesus, did you see that? That's old makeup. You know what? We're not going to worry about it right now because it's me. Tell you what, it's a tricky situation when you're talking about something like that, and it's one of the reasons that, although I've done missing persons cases and I will continue to do them when I can, it's not something that in the grand scheme of things I'm very comfortable with doing, because especially somebody, and I'm not anybody important, okay? I'm not in the limelight, I'm not any of that, but when you're somebody who is like Sylvia Browne and others, you know, that follow that same suit, it makes it really, really, really tough. I'll tell you why. For one thing, I mean, they probably got into this field for all the right reasons. And, I mean, I have to hope that. I really do. I have to hope that. But, you know, somewhere along the line, you know, money gets involved. TV gets involved. Fame gets involved. And it can make it where it becomes more about luck than it does about your actual skill set, you know, and what you can and can't do. The more somebody is out there, the harder it is for them to say, no, I don't know anything, or I'm not getting anything. And that's a shame. You know, I mean, you should never sacrifice your integrity to please other people and pray you're right. It should never work that way. Unfortunately, it does for some people. Maybe she actually felt that. I don't know. I'm not her. But for the most part, I think probably what happened with that situation and with so many others like it is that she figured she had a fighting chance of being right, you know, and that maybe she was hopefully giving the family members, because it had been so many years, closure. You can agree or disagree with that all you want, you know. I'm kind of, and I hate to say it, but straddling the fence on it. I understand where she's coming from. I understand when you've got somebody that comes to you that just desperately wants closure. You know, they just want to be able to say that everything is okay. I understand that. I get that. But I can't lie to them. You know, I'll tell them what I'm getting, and if it fits, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm not afraid to be wrong. As I've said 100 times, it's not about me being right, it's about the information being right, regardless of who it comes from. So I mean, it makes me kind of sad, you know, because from my understanding, she did a lot of good things, and she knew a lot of stuff, you know, and she earned her notoriety to a certain degree. But that is now what she's remembered for. How sad is that? You know, I mean, do you want that to be you if you do this? I don't. I don't. You know, so it's something to think about, you know. I've made it a point, and I told somebody else this the other night, after I did my last vlog, I was approached to do a reading, and I did it. And if they want to remark on here about the validity of it or how accurate I was, they can do that. I'm not gonna disclose names because I don't do that. But I admitted to them, I'm like, you know, if somebody asked me for a reading, and whether, I mean, I'm trying to think how to put this. Let's say I know I'm going to have to give them some extremely troubling news that they're going to find out anyway, as long as it's not life-threatening. I've turned down readings. I don't need to tell people they're getting divorced. I don't need to tell people that their spouse is cheating on them. I don't need to tell people things that they need to find out on their own in order to process that information properly and go through all of the right channels of emotion. That's not my job, you know, and I've turned down quite a few. Some of who might watch this and know exactly why I turned them down, because, you know, the questions they wanted to ask me have already happened, you know, but I can't do that. I can't do that to people. You know, I mean, I look at it kind of like what we do. Like, I mean, people want to label us, you know, or you're psychic, or you're medium. What do I have said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, and people call me a psychic medium, and that's fine. They need that label, I don't. I call myself sensitive. I know shit. That's it. Talk to people. That's it. You know, I can't really put it any more plainly than that. You know, there's a lot of people out there who need to read the definition on what psychic means and on what medium means. I'm just going to say that right now. You know, word gets around that people don't exactly know what they're talking about when they talk about stuff like that. They wonder, okay, well, you're a psychic, and I think I'm gonna quote this pretty damn verbatim to what was shown to me. You're a psychic and you know the future, but you also talk to dead people. Okay, being psychic, just, I mean, if anybody wants to check up on this, just to let you know, okay, I'm gonna school you for just a second. It just basically means you know that you are in touch with things that are not normal, whether it be telepathy or clairvoyance or anything of the like. You can look that up in the Oxford Dictionary. It's right there in black and white. Okay? Yeah, school yourself. To be a medium, my understanding, you know, is that you are a communication device between the living and the dead. You know, layman's terms for that. Sensitive kind of, you know, encompasses everything, which is kind of why that's what I call myself that. You know, as far as whether or not I'm accurate, let y'all find out for yourself, you know. I keep my readings private. If they care to speak out, it's great. You know, as I've stated 100 times, 1,000 times, I have no fucking need to prove myself to anybody, because I don't give a rat's ass. Others still like to point that out, so I'm just going to leave that right there. Anyway, I hope that answers Mark's question on whether or not what Sylvia did was right or wrong. I can't judge her, okay? And I won't judge her. I can't be a party to that, simply because I can see both sides of it. I can see probably what she was trying to do and what she did do, and maybe for the, you know, maybe the reasons for it. And it makes me sad, you know, for all parties involved. It really does. Granted, it probably would have just been better if she had just said, I don't get anything. You know, I mean, it really probably would have. I would never want to think that something that I said or did would contribute to the authorities not looking into a case. And I don't know if that was the circumstances or not. And if it was, again, that's unbelievably sad and extremely unfortunate. So, I think I was going to say something else on here for the life of me. I can't fucking remember. Whew, it's been a day. So, anyway, I am going to let y'all go. And if y'all have any questions or comments, I'm sure there There might be some. I'm gonna let you leave them right there on the bottom, and rest assured they'll be addressed at a later date. Later.